Hello, I'm Jen Fast from Hungry AF, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, I'm sharing something really personal, my origin story. This is the episode I've been wanting to record for a while, and I'm so glad you're here to listen. If you've ever felt like the holidays completely derail your health goals, if you found yourself caught in that all or nothing cycle where you're consistent all year, then December hits and everything falls apart, this episode is for you. So grab a cup of coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let's dive in. Let's be real, the holidays are a lot. There's nostalgia, there's joy. There are all the food traditions that make this season feel special. But for so many of us, there's also stress, guilt, and that old voice whispering in the back of our heads, just start over in January. For years, I was caught in that exact cycle. I'd bake for my family, eat to soothe stress, and quietly dread the aftermath. Even my science-loving, data-driven brain, and trust me, I love nutrition science, couldn't save me from those patterns. That is, until I finally decided to rewrite my holiday story. And that's why I'm sharing this with you right now. Because this season is when our old scripts get the loudest. If you're tired of feeling out of control, or like you're always starting over, I want you to know something. Change is possible. Real, lasting change. It's not about perfection. It's about finding new ways to honor tradition, care for yourself, and, yes, still enjoy comfort food without the food guilt. This year, high-protein comfort food has been my survival tool. It's helped quiet the food noise, keep my energy steady, and let me show up for the moments that actually matter. But the real shift, the real game changer, it's been in my mindset, learning that I'm worth prioritizing, especially during the holidays. So let me take you back a bit. For most of my life, holidays meant nostalgia, and food was always at the heart of it. When I became a parent, it became about giving my kids happy memories, passing down traditions, and maybe, if I'm honest, showing off my cooking and baking skills. But underneath all that cinnamon and sugar was a lot of pressure. I'm an emotional eater, and the holidays have always brought stress and guilt along with the joy. As a single mom, that stress was magnified. I was always trying to balance being fiscally responsible with wanting to give my kids everything. I worked full-time, but I also wanted to be the holiday magician. Shopping, wrapping, cooking, baking. My career in biotech didn't help. If anything, it added to the time crunch and the pressure. And then there were the office parties and endless trays of treats everywhere. Sound familiar? Here's where things changed. Year after year, I'd be consistent with nutrition and exercise. I'd be doing all the right things. Then October would hit, Halloween, and everything I'd built would start to unravel. By December, it was completely gone. And it would take months, if I did it all, to get back on track. Last Christmas, though, something shifted. I'd started working with a weight loss doctor and a nutritionist. I was preparing to begin GLP-1 medication. And I really knew, that if I wanted this to work, I needed a real change, not just a seasonal reset. A fundamental shift in how I approached food and my health. Work was as demanding as ever. Things at home felt strained, and I realized something important. I had to let go of the belief that everyone else's needs always came before mine. I needed to put myself first. And that's when the real transformation began. The biggest change wasn't what I ate. It was how I thought about eating. I decided, if I could dial in my nutrition all year, I could do it during the holidays too. There had to be a way to eat better while still honoring traditions. And here's the thing. I didn't need to cook and bake mountains of food for my family to have happy memories. That was a story I'd been telling myself for years. This is where my science background finally became an asset. I trusted my doctors and my nutritionist. I leaned into the data from my health trackers. And I made a commitment. I would follow expert advice even when it felt uncomfortable. Because I realized something that changed everything. I'd been using food to self-soothe instead of confronting what was really going on. The rules and advice I'd been given actually applied to me, and if I didn't follow them, I was choosing to stay stuck. That was a hard truth, but it was also liberating. So what does a healthy holiday look like for me now? Thanks to a year of healthy habits and the support of my care team, and yes, the GLP-1 meds, the food noise is gone. I know my macros. I know which foods support my goals. And I've learned to swap healthier ingredients and methods into my nostalgic recipes. My portion sizes are reasonable. And the best surprise? My family barely notices when I make things healthier. They just enjoy the food and the memories. It's also shocking to look back at how many calories, especially carbs and sugars, I used to eat without thinking, without any awareness at all. Now, if I have an imperfect day, I forgive myself and get back on track. No guilt, no shame. And if I decide to enjoy a treat, I really enjoy it. No deprivation, just intention. If I could go back and give my former self a roadmap, here's what I'd say. Get your mind right first. Build a support team of experts you trust and actually follow their advice. Start small. Tiny changes add up. All or nothing thinking will only set you up for disappointment. And here's the hard truth. Progress will be slower than you want, but that doesn't mean it isn't working. You just have to stick with it. The science-backed tip that made the biggest difference? Track everything. Data is your friend. Use it to make decisions and be willing to adjust your plan as you go. If you're listening to this and thinking, yeah, Jen, but that's you. Your situation is different. I hear you. But I want you to know this. You are absolutely worth the effort of making yourself a priority. And you can't do it alone. Especially if you're at midlife or navigating perimenopause or dealing with any of the other things that make staying healthy feel impossible, know that the odds are stacked against you. And that's exactly why you need support. If my story helps you see that it's possible to balance memories, traditions, and your own goals, even if it's imperfect, then I've done my job. Sometimes less really is more. It's more doable than trying to do it all. I'd love to hear your story. Whether you're celebrating a win or still in the struggle, sharing helps us all feel less alone. And in the spirit of sharing, here's what I've created for you. First, read the full blog post, How I Rewrote My Holiday Food Story, Science-Backed Healthy Mindset. I go deeper into each of these sections, and there's science, strategies, and real-life examples. The link is in the show notes. Second, download my free festive holiday treats made healthy recipe guide. It's 6 holiday treat recipes featuring superfood ingredients, complete with macros, and MyFitnessPal barcodes. This is available for free through December 31st only. After that, it moves into the Hungry AF members table community. Third, if you're ready for a bigger shift, join the waitlist for my high protein playbook. This is something I'm co-creating with dietitians and nutritionists, and it's going to give you 52 macro-balanced high-protein recipes for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, so you can follow your plan without constantly stressing about what to eat next. You deserve a season that feels as good as it tastes, and if you need a little science-backed support or just someone cheering you on, I'm here for you. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. If this resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who needs to hear it. And hit me up, reply to the email, leave a comment, send me a DM on Instagram. Tell me your story. What's one thing you wish you'd known about navigating the holidays with your health goals in mind? We're in this together. I'm Jen Fast, and this is Hungry AF. Until next time, stay hungry.